Grand Rising Loves. Happy Saturday. This is the altar spread for the collective today. I am so on fire and I am so electrified today. I am just ignited from the very core to my skin. And so this is Grand Rising, beautiful sister. This is the altar spread for this Saturday. And so the calm within showed up in the reverse. So upright, it talks about the golden spiral and finding peace within. And in the reverse, it talks about the loss of connection to actually become calm. And so when you have connection, you can actually access that peace even in action. And in reverse, it talks about you will have to completely still yourself, and in order to correct the chaos of what you're experiencing, you have to re-access that calm in order to clear the chaos. And so it's the golden spiral, and I promised that I don't care when or how it shows up. If it shows up, I will always talk about this shell, the gift of this shell, because I believe that there's more wisdom and love in the story of how I got this shell, this golden spiral, than anything. And if it inspires others to raise the bar as it did for me, hi Diana, beautiful sister, then I've done my part. And thank you, Doug. So this was a beautiful gift from my friend Doug. And he bushwhacked his way into the heart of Yarmany. And I really urge you to look that up, the heart of Yarmany. So Yarmany is this beautiful mountain range that was dedicated to a chief. And so the heart of Yarmany is this beautiful space in the center of that mountain range that is very, very remote, and people do not go there. So he did literally have to bushwhack his own path into the heart of Yarmany, and also brave mountain lions. And so he packed his way in with a machete, created his own path into the heart of Yarmany, and saw and witnessed fresh kills of mountain lions. So mountain lion is a cougar. It was actually the original white man, the settlers that came over here and started calling them lions. They're actually not lions at all, they're cougars. And because the only big cats that they knew were lions of course, Africa. And so they called them lions. They're not lions at all, though they are beautiful, big and powerful big cats. So mountain lion was their name. So basically it's a nickname, but they're cougars. It's one and the same. Anyway, Doug braved cougars and also wild terrain, slept with his gun on his chest, but decided when he saw these shells that he would bring one back for Sherry, little me. And so I said, wow, the power of that really allowed me to raise the bar, because that is a level of love and respect that I had never experienced before. But the golden spiral talks about the perfection in everything that is. And so the golden spiral that shows up for the calm within, saying that achieving that is not impossible, and you can do that even in action. But the calm within showing up in reverse talks about you are now in a whirlwind of chaos, and the only way that you can achieve that calm is to become completely still and try to re-engage with that connectedness, because you've lost the connectedness. And you will just keep on contributing to the chaos unless you can find that connection with self and regain the calm within. And so really be aware of that and regain that connection with self so that you can achieve the peace, so that you can realign with that golden spiral. And so water showed up again. And this is the third day in a row that water has shown up. And it was so beautiful because literally before I went live, I received a text from one of y'all. And she said, I was hiking and I witnessed this. So I asked her if I could share the photo. And she said, and it made me think of you in water. These are frozen blades of water that have literally crystallized and look like quartz blades. How beautiful is that? Because I did mention the versatility of water and what the message of water actually teaches us. And water teaches us to be prepared, to be ready for any obstacle that we are mounted with. And I love this. I love that she texted me that and shared that with me. These beautiful water blades that look literally like quartz. And water is the only element that can exist in all forms, solid, liquid, gas. And it is also the only element that actually houses every single sacred geometry. Water is the only element that has that. But water has been scientifically proven to hold memory. And water has always been. It's ancient. And so it exists on this earth plane, and it actually helps us reestablish connectedness. And it teaches us so much how to move through motion and emotion, how to flow with life and our life force, how when mounted with an obstacle, we continue to evolve. Like a water droplet that falls from the sky and is frozen becomes that crystallized flake. And it becomes this beautiful image of sacred geometry, and in its lofty flight falls to the earth and is still, unchanged in its energetic nature, though changed by an obstacle, outwardly changed by that obstacle, and becomes still in full surrender as it just waits for the sun to warm it so that it can melt and sink into the nourishing earth, so that it can nurture, nourish, and purify the earth until it is vaporized and becomes a gas and returns to the sky. But the water that falls in the Sahara rains is the same water that you showered with this morning, is the same water they are drinking in Guatemala, is the same water that runs in the rapids of the rivers that race their way to the open sea. It's all the same water. And how powerful is that, that's the same water that actually created every cell in your body. All of it. And so if that water has been proven to hold memory, what can we actually do with that knowledge, that wisdom, that power? And I encourage you also to look up Dr. Emoto, who did the studies of infusing water with love, how it actually restructured the matter of water, the molecular structure, the physical structure of water. And if it can do that to water, imagine what it can do to you. How powerful is that? And so Agrin showed up, and this is Agrin. these beautiful blades, just like the blades of water frozen in that picture I shared. Agrin talks about integration. Integrating our parts. What does that mean, right? So this is a spiritual term that's been tossed around a lot lately, and there's a whole lot of other pages and posts that tend to regurgitate things that they hear, but they really don't have an understanding or depth to the concepts. And I'm always here to do these spreads to help enrich your experience in the human experience, so that you are one of substance and not just surface. I hope in every experience that you share with me that you feel yourself deepening. Integration is about becoming more whole. It's about taking those parts of you that you rejected prior and say, I love that part too. Not only did I learn from that part of myself, but it actually makes me so unique. That trauma from that experience makes me more whole. And so I'm not telling you to live in that space. I'm telling you to integrate that space, right? So when you're in a new relationship and you're sharing things from the past, this is not about trauma bonding. This is about saying, these are the experiences that I've actually had the fortitude and the resilience to overcome. But this is still part of me. So if at any point I am triggered by you, I will hope that in my consciousness, I do not respond from that place. But if I do, please have the consciousness enough to recognize that it's not you, that it comes from that. And that's how we become more intimate in vulnerability. And that's how we integrate our parts. It's not trauma bonding, because there are some new experiences where they'll say, look, I don't want to know anything about your past. You want to know something? If you don't want to know, then you don't want to know shit about me. What are you really interested in? Because yes, the only thing that is real is right now. But guess what? If you really want to know me, you have to know everything about me from the inception of me. And if you're not willing to hold that, you're not really willing to know me. And you're not willing to open yourself to that deepest level of appreciation and the possibility that you may be vulnerable too. So think about that when you're moving into today. And you don't have to have Agrin to work with Agrin. Like literally you can work with the energy of that and still integrate those parts of you that you feel you may be rejecting. And so Aloha Keakawa is what showed up today for the Earth Warriors. And so this talks about no good thing shall be withheld, that you will be blessed through this growth. And to always remember that you are worthy of that abundance. You are worthy of feeling and experiencing divine and blissful things. You are worthy of that, but you gotta come correct. You have to be in your highest integrity, heart-centered, pure intent. That does make a difference. It does make a fucking difference. Because are you polluting humanity, or are you actually flowing with it, helping it? Being the divine servant that you're here to be. We are meant to return to a unity consciousness, which means that we reject no thing, no one. We are one. So think about that. What are you rejecting, and what is showing up in your reality that you are wanting to cut off and not experience? It's probably showing up because it exists within you. And these are the things that we are meant to be so aware of, so that we can become more whole, so that we can embody the love that we really are. Because you can't say that you're love if you haven't done that. If you cannot walk out of your house, go into any environment and say that everyone that you share an experience with is someone that you love, you are not an integrated human. And you are actually contributing to the chaos. And that's just the fucking fact of this experience. It's the truth. And so, speaking of water, I want to mention again that I do have a new batch of Lunaflor. And so I've been receiving a couple messages asking about this. This is a spiritual cleanse. It is a shield. This is very powerful. I use organic ingredients. It is just not some willy-nilly Florida water like the one that they sell in Walmart. These ingredients are not only harvested with intent, they are chosen with intent. They spend time on my altar. And so there is great energy that goes into creating this every full moon, and then it's charged by the full moon. So one bottle is one bath. You dump the entire contents into a bath, but this can also be mixed with distilled water to your liking. So your intensity, so however you want the intensity to smell. And you add that to distilled water. You can spray it in your space or on your body as a shield and a cleanse. It purifies not only the aura, but spiritually, it cleanses you. It irrevocably severs energetic cords and ties. So when you take a bath with this, it cleanses you soul deep. And you will feel a difference. So this is my own personal version of Florida water. And it's called Lunaflor because I charge it by the full moon. So any other questions, just contact me. But I make a very limited amount every full moon. But I made a double batch this full moon because I sold out last month. So let me know if you're interested, or if you want me to save you one for next full moon. But this was a really powerful full moon, by the way. So each one has a different personality, even though it's all for the same exact thing. So just let me know. So that is the spread for today. And I just want to send love to all my sisters. I see all the love you're giving me on this live. And oh, I love you, Maria. I love you, Brittany. I hope your birthday was beautiful. I hope that you were celebrated in a stellar way. And that's the spread for today. Thank you all for coming and communing with me. I love you. And I am sorry for any part of this experience that I have created that has created chaos. Please forgive me. Thank you for the experience to repent and make that right. I love you.